in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Facebook Ads for Beginners 4-week training program, and we are in week number 1 of 4. So, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I know it's it's middle of the week, but let's get this done. Let's get this going. Let's get you guys trained. First things first, can you hear me? So if you can hear me, just type a little yes or a 1 or whatever in the chat box there. I see a lot of guys on the call already. Sandra, hello. Nancy, Mike, Gary, Patty, Kevin. Holy crap, tons of people on here. Nice work. Good job. Thanks for coming out, guys. Hello, Eric from Quebec. How are you? We've got tons and tons of people. Sorry about that phone there. Just bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that. No mute button on it. Anyway, just 1 second here. Gotta get that thing unplugged. Get that off there. There we go. That's good. Oops, I just dropped something on my shelf. Sorry about that. All right, so let's move along. Sorry, I forgot to unplug the phone earlier. Okay, so we got Dave in Montana. Hello from Morocco. Holy cow, you're a long way away. Lisa, yeah, I know it. I don't know if you guys just heard that, but something fell off my shelf. Anyway, let's dive in here. Yes, there will be recordings, Rick. So I've got kind of 2 windows going on here. I can see your questions, and I can see the presentation. I can see everything all ready to go. So the goal for today, we've got 4 weeks here. Week 1, the goal is to give you a solid foundation in Facebook ads. So we'll be going through 3 different things today. And my goal really is not to waste your time and blather on and give you a bunch of fluff and a bunch of stories about how I started from nothing and now I'm something and all that crap. I just want to get you guys educated on Facebook ads. This is a beginner program, so we've got to start at the beginning. So just real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Most of you already know who I am. My name's Will Haimerl. I'm the owner, PPC Coach. This is me. That's my mug. So just real quickly, I've got 5 daughters. They're all H names. I live in London, Ontario, Canada, which for you guys in the US, that's about 2 hours from Detroit. Here's the thing though, I love helping people with my coaching and my courses. That's kind of what I do. Well, I've got 3 ways I make money online. First is selling products on Facebook. Second is courses that I put out once or twice a year. Lately, it's just been once a year. And then coaching. I do one-on-one, I do group, and I do like one-off coaching for people, consulting as well. So I'm the founder of ppc-coach.com. On that site, I've trained over 10,000 people since I opened in 2007. But basically, I started in 2005 online. And so I'm like a dinosaur in this world. I look at all the young kids up and coming, and a lot of them are blowing the doors off, and it's crazy. But here's an old picture of me. Anyway, this is a picture of my first big check. So this is November 23rd, 2005. The amount's hard to see, but I think it's $17,489.53. So that's US dollars. I'm Canadian, so I get a little bump on that. It's about 1.3 to convert it from US to Canadian now for me. I love it. Back then, we didn't even have a high resolution camera. We didn't have our little iPhones. We didn't have anything like that, so we couldn't take crystal clear pictures. So that was generating secured loan leads using Google AdWords and then selling them to the banks in the United Kingdom. I did that in my basement of my townhouse. So I had a little desk set up. I couldn't even afford like to go to IKEA or somewhere nicer even than IKEA to buy a full-fledged desk. So all I did was had a little thing going on in the basement that was like my lair. Now I focus on Facebook ads, so I do still do Google AdWords, but I use them mainly for retargeting on the content network. I use Facebook ads as my primary business because they're huge, they're profitable, they work. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner, selling your own product, want to generate leads, work for an agency, own your agency, whatever you may do. Facebook ads they're awesome. They're super powerful, and they've kind of paved the way for a lot of changes with AdWords as well, so it's very cool. So, question. What the heck am I going to show you? As soon as I had put together this idea, I'm like, I don't know what to show you guys. There's so much. There's literally so much I can show you that I don't know where to start. So instead of trying to fumble around and figure it out on my own, I asked. I sent out an email to everybody who subscribed to the webinar. If you didn't get it, maybe you didn't confirm your email, I don't know. But you responded. So I got a lot of responses. That's my little Gmail account. There's plenty of requests from a lot of different people. A lot of questions that you guys asked that are really, really good ones. And we will, well, my goal is to cover basically every question that I can. At the end of this one, I took just like a sample of 3 questions and I answered them right on there. But I'm also going to take live Q&A from everybody on the call as well. So let's go to that. I've read every email. I always do. When I email you and I ask you for your opinion, I read it and I will respond. If I haven't responded yet, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to cover everything that's asked. But first, we got to back up a little bit. We just got to make sure that we are all on the same page. Okay? So this week, we're going to cover the basics. We're first going to cover the basics, then we're going to get into specifics in the other webinars. A lot of you guys wanted to know about local business and lead generation for that and promoting local business. That's fine. We can do that. A lot of you guys are in e-commerce and you want to sell your own products like me. That's fine. We can do that too. But we're going to cover it all. It's just going to get into specifics later on. So today, I figured I'm going to take what you guys wanted and I'm going to tweak it to what I need to show you first. And we're going to cover 3 things. Number 1, I think this is the most important out of everything, is your mindset. It's key. It's key to success, and we're going to cover that in detail here. Number 2, what do you need to run ads on Facebook? So this is vital too. You got to know, I basically put together a checklist. And it's going to be a part of your homework too, to go through this checklist and figure everything out. Fill in everything and respond and fix everything that you need fixed. So number 3 is we're going to go a little bit into the Facebook ads interface, not too much, because in the next webinars, you're going to see everything in detail because you'll pretty much watch me do it over the shoulder. So if we're doing like trying to sell a product online, you'll see how I set up the campaign, what my thought processes are, what my targeting is, what ad types I use at which stage, how I retarget and all that good stuff. Then we'll get into, if we were doing local business, you'll see how I set those up, those campaigns. It's a little bit different for each one. And if we're doing lead generation, I'll show you that as well, because that's a whole different ballgame too. And just side note, did you know now that you can use Facebook ads, their lead form, you can hook it up to an autoresponder and using a program called Zapier, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it will grab your leads from Facebook and put them onto your autoresponder automatically. So cool. So very cool. And actually, that program, I want to say Zapier, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You guys went through that when you registered for this webinar, because you registered for the webinar, and then that software put you onto my email list for the webinar too, automatically. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, it works for business, works for everybody. So does that work for you? Give me a yes in the chat box if you guys are cool with that. Dave, awesome. Deb, Rick, Eric, Mendo, thanks Mendo, Lisa, Junga, Jimmy, holy man, Gary, I'm missing some here. Donna, Keith, I can't even keep up. Tim, awesome. Okay, so let's keep going. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. So many flew by there. So questions, that's why we're here, right? You guys have questions. I hope you have questions. What I'd like you to do for questions is type them in the chat box. I'll answer along the way or at the end. Okay, I'll try and cover off every single question I can. If I can't get to you on this call, then what I'll do is I have notes of all the questions in the chat box from GoToWebinar, so I'll basically just create a file and maybe email that out with the answers, or get you guys on the free group, the free Facebook group, and we'll discuss things there too. But my goal is to answer every question you have on this webinar too. So the only question, well, my rule of thumb with questions is the only stupid one is the one that is not asked. Okay, there is no such thing as a stupid question in my mind. Everybody's at different levels. Everybody's at different places. Everybody has different experience. So the only dumb one is the one you don't ask, in my opinion. All right. So number 1, mindset. Let's look at these. I had to put this picture here because we see this all the time. If you're in the e-com world, you see this crap going on daily. If you're a business owner, you might not see this as much, but you might be overwatching others succeed. That's a common thing across all grounds. you might be getting sick of, I call them idiot marketers who post, show their pictures of the jets they rented or fancy cars or whatever. You've always wanted to work for yourself. Maybe you already do if you're a business owner. There's a lot of different people on this call. Maybe you want to quit your day job. I've coached a lot of people that do, a lot of people that are very, very close to doing so. So maybe you want to hang out with the kids more. So your mindset matters, but is that you? Does any of that matter? So before I get into the rest of the mindset, let me be clear. I'm not about to show you how to sprinkle magical unicorn poop on your computer and by some miracle make $1 million tomorrow with Facebook ads. It's not going to happen. Okay, we got to get a reality check in place. There's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of experience. There's a lot of trial and error. Fortunately for you, I've spent a ton of my own money trying to figure this stuff out every time they make a change, I dump more money and more time into it. So I'm doing that, and I'm coaching people on how to do that. We're working together with a lot of people. It's awesome. So here's the thing. If you have the mindset of this isn't going to work, I can't do this, it's too hard, you need to shift that. You need a new mindset, because when you have a new mindset, you're going to get new results. So it's the old thing, the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. So if you guys are on this call and you've struggled in the past, then you might have changed your mindset a little bit. You might have thought, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a shot, see if he can help me out. So I appreciate that, and that should generate new results for you. Okay? So when we're talking about mindset, there's key factors that we have to look at, and some of you may have seen this before, but it is so important that I have to go through it. It's attitude, failure, effort, consistency, and then reality. We all need a reality check every once in a while. So this is my favorite thing ever. Do or do not, there is no try. I love this from Yoda. I'm going to get this done up on a canvas print, I swear, and put that just above my desk here so I can look at it instead of this crappy landscape thing I have going on. 99% of success is between your ears. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try. This is all great. Your attitude's great, but if you surround yourself with the wrong people, your attitude is going to be poor. So make sure that you surround yourself with positive people all the time. Okay? Now, this is a good one too. I found this on Google image search, but you basically miss 100% of shots you don't take. So Wayne Gretzky said that, but then Michael Scott took it over. I love that, because failure is something that you're going to have to deal with. So when you're running ads for Facebook, you're going to fail. You have to accept it. Without failure, you can't succeed. The only difference between me and you is I've probably failed a lot more than you. Okay, that's it. And I just have more experience, and I know what doesn't work. So since I know everything that doesn't work, the stuff that I do that I didn't do in the past and failed at should work, and it does. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to succeeding. This goes for anything, but it really applies to Facebook ads, because just because we launch the perfect campaign with the perfect ad set and the perfect set of ads and it flops, we can't let that get us down. It could be that Facebook just decided to show it to the wrong people at the wrong time. And if we come back maybe a day or two later and try it again, it'll work. Facebook puts people into buckets. And when we advertise to them, they randomly, seems to be random, select a bucket of people that they're going to show that ad to. If that bucket of people didn't respond at that particular time, then that's a fail. But it doesn't mean that we did anything wrong. It just means that Facebook took over and decided, yeah, this one's not going to work for you, bud. Sorry. So this, I wish I drew this picture, but I didn't. I gave the guy credit there. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And this is very frustrating for me and something I deal with all the time. I give a lot of advice to a lot of people and help a lot of people, and I basically lay things out for them and show them step by step how to do things. But sometimes I just can't make them do it. You have to want to do it. It's got to come from you. So it's the old saying, effort matters. So you don't want to be questioning things. You can question things, but I want you to try it too. When we get into the later webinars and you're watching me and you're going, ooh, I don't know if that's going to work, just try it. Try it on your own. Okay, make sure. You have the help here. So now you have to build your empire with it. If you do the work, you're going to succeed. It's all about effort. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. Okay? Your success velocity is tied directly to your effort level. If you put in very little effort, guess where your success is going to be? Very little, if any. If you put in a lot of effort, you can't help but succeed. It's all in your head. Consistency too. This is a key factor. Don't go on the effort roller coaster. Be consistent to get consistent results. Now, I say this, yet I'm guilty of this. So summers are typically a slow time in the e-com world. Products don't really sell as well because it's nice out. People are outside in North America anyway. Um, in Australia, I think it's a winter over there, so it might be different. But I'm guilty of being inconsistent. So if I have a really good month, I might go, that was great. I think I'll just relax for a bit. Well, if I put a team in place that actually was consistent day by day by day, I'd be a lot further ahead. But I got other priorities in life. I want to spend time with my kids. I want to be independent. I don't want to have to answer to anybody. So my consistency thing it's a battle that I still do. So in this case, do what I say and not what I do. I get out of the slump though by adding consistent effort to my day. If I find that my sales are down, first thing I go back and look at is how many campaigns do I have running? How many products have I tested? If I'm doing lead generation for my own stuff and my lead intake is down quite a bit, I just look at it and I go, well, dummy, you've got one campaign running and you've got one ad set for like $5 a day. No wonder you have no leads. Whereas other times I'll have 20 ad sets going and they're like $50 each. So you can tell when the consistent effort is there, your results are going to be there too. So last thing on the mindset side is the reality check. And this is just kind of dealing with the money. With Facebook ads, there's no two ways around it. You have to spend money to make money. You're not spending money to throw it away. You're spending money to get money back. Okay. Here's an example I'll use. If you're spending $5 per day, you're not going to hit $10,000 profit per month. Okay. You got to be realistic. Let's just do the math, right? $5 per day times 30 days means you're spending $150 per month. Now, you can have some success with that. It's not going to be very much. So you gotta align your success velocity with how much you're spending. So let's use an example. If your ROI is 50%, you'll be profiting about $75 per month. So this just shows you, there's a lot of guys that want to do $100 a day and $500 a day and $1,000 and $10,000 and on and on and on, but they don't want to spend the money to get there. So the more you spend with these ads, the more potential you have to make more money. And it's simple. My biggest days, I look at them, I'm like, wow, I just spent like $3,000 on Facebook that day, but I made $4,000. So that's $1,000. That's $1,000 profit day. That's awesome. It takes a lot to spend $3,000 though. So the new mindset is going to generate a new result. That's the way it works. So we are basically done with the mindset section. Do you feel having the right mindset is a key? Just give me a 1 or a yes if you're on board with that. You guys are awesome. I can't even keep up with how fast you guys respond. Sweet. Okay, good. Now let's get into some Facebook specific nitty gritty because that's what we need to do. First thing we need to do, well, actually number 2 on the webinar, is what you need to run Facebook ads. So since this is a beginner webinar, I'm going to assume, and I know a lot of you already have a lot of this in place, but I still want to show this because we got to start from the beginning. So what you need is this. I was going to split this out into like a bunch of different slides for you, but I figured, you know what? I'm just going to put it all together in one checklist and go through it item by item. So the first thing you need is something to promote. If you're a business owner, it might be you want to promote your business or sell a product or get a lead. If you're in e-commerce, you still might want a lead or promote your brand or sell a product, but you got to have something that you want to promote. Is it an event coming up? Is it a webinar? Is it a course? Is it a sale at your store? What is it? You got to have something. You got to have some starting point. Like, what the heck do you want to promote? That's number 1 on the checklist, okay? Number 2, you have to have an idea of the people you want to promote to. So let's use an example here. Let's say I sell a lot of like necklaces online. So I know that in my case, I sell them to males and I get them to buy them for the females in their life. So I know that my target is going to be males who are married if I'm selling a wife necklace. And the age range it varies, but I know I'm not really going to go after like an 18-year-old male who's not married or an 18-year-old female and show her a wife necklace if she's not married. I have to have an idea of the person that I want to see my ad. And I used to write it down and I used to try and figure out the perfect customer demographic. So that means age, gender, location. Okay, those are the three things that I want to focus on. If you run a business locally, well, you might not really know who your ideal person is to target. So if you're a local business, your ideal target might be a radius around your city, and you just want to hit everybody in there because you don't know who needs like dry cleaning or who needs some chiropractic work or who needs a roof done or who needs whatever. You don't know. And there's no real way to target those people on Facebook, so we have to use some methods that are a little bit different than the way we would promote like a physical product. Okay, so that's the second thing. Third thing, you need a business manager account with Facebook. Now I'm going to talk about this and show you some screenshots and walk you through it, but it's very easy to get. If you have a Facebook account, you have a business manager account access. So it's just a matter of basically going to the URL and setting up your business manager. You will need it because your business manager is meant for business. You also have a personal ad account, and some of you may have been using a personal ad account, but I do suggest going to the business manager and controlling everything from there, because from there you can control the people who have access to your account and your pages you can control and your pixels. We're going to talk about pixels, and you've got everything. All the control is under one place, your payment methods, everything. So a business manager account is vital. Okay, now the next thing we need, and most of you should already have this, but some of you may not, you have to have a Facebook page in order to run ads. So how the heck do I create a Facebook page? It's a lot easier than you might think. Okay, I'll show you how to do that, but you need it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're a local business, you have to have a page. E-com, have to have a page. Lead generator, have to have a page. Agency, have to have a page. Doesn't matter what you do, you have to have a page, because your page shows up in the little profile box when your ad shows on the news feed or on mobile or wherever it may show, on the right-hand side or in videos or whatever it is, okay? Now, once you have your page, you do need some content for your page, and this can be simple, but you should get some pictures, some images, some videos, and you should be posting that to your page on a schedule. Okay, now there's software out there that does it automatically, and I have a really good one that I recommend, but you could also do it manually too if you want. But you have to have content on your page because you need people to be engaging, to liking, sharing, and commenting on your stuff. Now, if you're a local business, it's a little more difficult unless you're in a very interesting niche, but it's still possible. So after that, if you have no likes on your page, you're going to need a couple. You don't need very many, but you're going to need a couple. So I can show you how to get those too, because you want those people who like the page to interact with your content so that Facebook looks at your page and says, this is a legit page. It's getting a lot of engagement, so we're going to reward this advertiser with lower costs versus somebody who puts up a page and doesn't do anything else and tries to run ads. The cost will be higher. So the only reason that we have to go through all this kind of extra work is to bring down our costs. And that's what we want to do. We want to advertise as much as we can for paying as little as we can, to put as much money in our pockets as we can. So after that, we're going to need some images. We need some images to use in your ads. Now, images are great. Videos are even better. I don't know if we're at the level in the beginner course to get into videos, but there are things called slideshows as well, which is where you just have like 5 images. You load them up into Facebook, and Facebook will create a video of those 5 for you, which is pretty cool. So we can do that too. Now, copy to put into your ads. That means the ad text. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to say to your potential customer. So say you're a chiropractor and you want to offer a discount coupon in order to get them into your office so you can potentially turn them into a long-term client. Well, your ad copy might say, hey, use this coupon code, come into the office. Click here now to get it. And then you send them to a landing page. And on that landing page, you ask for their name and email. And then you email them the discount code. Pretty cool, right? Simple. Now, this might be the most important thing, but you're going to need a budget to pay for your ads too. Okay, a lot of people forget about that part, but you do. Whether it's $5 a day, $10 a day, $100 a day, whatever it may be, you're going to need something to spend with Facebook. Now remember, we're not just throwing this money out. We are trying to get a return on this. That's the ultimate goal. And if we weren't getting a return on it, there's no way we keep advertising. Okay, so just on the right side there, I put just a little summary. You've got an objective, right? You want to sell a product, get a lead, promote your brand, whatever the objective may be. So you need a goal, a plan, and a way to track your progress. Okay, so that's kind of the big picture stuff on the right. The left is kind of the nitty gritty that you need just to get started. That's not to manage it later. That's not to scale it later. That's like kind of the bare basics that you're going to need because this is a beginner, right? Now, the business manager looks like this. If you go to business.facebook.com, you can go after you're done on the webinar here, click create an account, and you'll just log in with your Facebook account, and boom, you will have a business manager account. It is that simple. Very simple to do. So if you don't have a business manager account, go there right after the webinar and get one. So I made this into its own slide because it's very important. So business.facebook.com. That's where I want you to go. Now, the business manager is kind of like your home base. You want to bookmark that because you'll be going there a lot. Okay, and I'm going to show you some of the things that you're going to use in there quite a bit. So give me a yes again. Can you do that after the webinar? Blow through that once again. Yep, already done. Oh, good. Already done. Awesome. Good. Done. Sweet. Nice work, guys. Okay, so this brings us to number 3, the Facebook ads interface. Now remember, in this webinar, we're kind of laying the foundation, making sure we're all on the same page so that when we get into the number 2, 3, and 4, and you're actually watching me do stuff, you're not going to go, oh, well, where'd he go to get there? What link is that? Where's that on the menu? So that's what I'm going to cover here. And like, I'm not one to drone on for hours and hours either, so I'm not going to waste 2 hours every day here. So let's go into some of the most important parts of the Facebook ad interface that we're going to need to use. And it all starts with the business manager. This is where we get to all this stuff, but this guy, the Power Editor, I love the name of it. This is what we're going to use to create all of our new campaigns. Okay, so campaign creation, Power Editor. That's what I want you guys to remember. Now, where is it? Well, when you load up your business manager, you're going to be brought to a page, right? But on the top left, it'll have the Facebook logo, and then a little drop-down thing. You'll have frequently used. You can see what mine are. And then the Power Editor. So it's over here, but it's also over here under Create and Manage. There's a Power Editor. That's what we want. Now, there's other stuff in here too. There's Audience Insights, which you can use to find interests to target. There's a Creative Hub, which basically holds all your images and videos in like a database on Facebook. Under Create and Manage, there's a Business Manager, which kind of does some like back-end office type things. There's the Ads Manager, which will show you. Power Editor, which we're going to use a lot. Page Post, which we'll be using. If you have an app, there's an app dashboard, app ads helper, and automated rules. I don't really use the automated rules as much as I used to, just because I kind of like to have the control myself. Then over here on Measure and Report, there's ads reporting, custom conversions, and analytics. To be honest, we're not really going to need these very much because the Ads Manager does all this stuff now. Not really the custom conversions, but the reporting. Under assets, we have audiences, so we can actually build out our audiences and kind of save them and then use them on any ads we want. But we can also build them directly in the Power Editor and the Ads Manager too. Then there's images, pixels. That's a big one. We're going to need that because we're going to need a pixel. Or if we want to look at the data, we can do that as well. Offline events, and then product catalogs, okay? And then under settings, there's your basic settings for your account. Your business settings is going to be a highly used part of the business manager, and then billing and payment. Okay, so the Power Editor is the one we're going to look at. This isn't the best screenshot. This is from one of my accounts that I was using for one of my courses, but you can see how it's set up. And I just wanted to show you very quickly kind of the main areas that you want to look at. The way these are set up is there's the campaign level, which is like the top level. So these are tabs. So the campaign tab, the ad tab, ad set tab, and the ads tab. So if I click on this blue thing, it'll take me to the ad set. And then if I click on the blue thing in the ad set, it'll take me to the ad. Or I can click on here directly up top. Okay, that's how you kind of navigate through there. You'll see me do this in the next webinars. But create a campaign, that's your button that you're going to use when you want to create one. We'll show you all that, as well as a duplicate button, because we're going to use that quite a bit. We're going to actually wear out that duplicate button. There's also edit. We use that. Quick edits, you can use that. Revert, trash bin, some of these we aren't even going to have to worry about. Create a rule if you want to. But the columns on the Power Editor are not really of our concern, because we're going to manage things through the Ads Manager instead. Okay. Oh, and the Power Editor is actually on your computer. So you've accessed it through your browser, but you do have to upload your changes to Facebook servers, which I'll show you how to do. So the Ads Manager, now this is the other one that we use a lot. This is what we use to manage our campaigns. So every day we come in and we look at how much did we spend, how much did we make, how many sales, how many leads, how many, whatever we're looking at. We look at this through the Ads Manager. So where is it? If you go to that, again, it's when you get onto the Business Manager, it's in the top right there, and you just click on Ads Manager, or it should be in Frequently Used once you've clicked on it a couple times, and it looks something like this. So kind of similar to the Power Editor, except that we've changed the columns up, and this is actually on the Facebook servers. So you're not on your desktop or your Mac or whatever you're working on. You're actually on Facebook when you're using this. That's why I don't like creating things in here, and I don't like really making too many changes in here, like adding new ad sets, because it's slower than the Power Editor. So I like to use the Power Editor because every change you make, everything you click, it's got to go to the server, get the info, and then load it to your screen. Whereas a Power Editor, you're kind of doing everything locally, and then you upload it to them. So just a little bit of a difference. But you can see what I do is when I'm tracking stuff, and especially with, I don't really have any lead thing in here, but I want to look at columns, and I want to customize my columns so that when I, at a glance, I can see, okay, what got sales? Well, the sales are the website purchase column. What got add to cart? Well, that's the adds to cart, website adds to cart column. What had, what pages had a view, or what ads had a view on the page? Well, that's website content. And then the amount spent and the reach. That's how many people saw my ad. Okay. So if I look at this one, this was a product, a necklace, and I spent like 158 bucks, I think. And so 46 people clicked it. 12 of them added it to cart. 5 of them bought it. So my cost per website conversion was actually $31.78. And this number here, the CPM number, is how much it costs to show the ad to 1,000 people. Okay? So you can, this is tied into your reach and your amount spent. But if this number is too high, like 1581 is a little bit high, I'd like to see that below 10 on the CPM side. That's why I put that column here, just as a secondary measure. But this is where we manage it. So every morning I come in, and I can go to my lifetime numbers, and I can sort it by, you can click these column headings as well. So you can sort it by amount spent, website purchase, cost per purchase, and then we can go into each individual campaign. So I would click it, and then it would show all the ad sets, and I can start managing things from there. So I can pause this little toggle switch. These are all paused at the moment, but if I were to click them, it'd turn it on, and so that would be blue. But right now it's grayed out because they are paused, they're inactive. This is not my main account. This is just a secondary account that I use. Actually, one of my courses, I use this one. So we'll get into that. Account management is a whole other, it's more of an art. Well, it's a combination of art and science. So I'll show you that too. Now, the business settings. This is used for multiple reasons, okay? I'm going to show a couple here, but to find it, again, click this little top left, and it's business settings, and then we go right here. So say you want to create a new page, you can do that. But first, look at all the little items we have down the left here. We have people that we can add, pages, ad accounts, apps, pixels, product catalogs, Instagram accounts, shared audiences, offline event sets, block lists, event source groups. So the main ones that we're going to use are pages, ad accounts, and pixels, pretty much. And pixels, we won't even use it that much. But so say I want to create a new page. I would go to business settings, click on pages, number 1. Then over here on the right, number 2, add a new page. It's a drop down, and I can either add a page, if you already own it, request access, or create a new one. Okay? So typically, you'll be creating a new one. So you create a new page for the business. It'll show up in here, and then you'll be assigned to it. But say you had somebody else who was like posting content to your page, or I don't know, maybe watching over it to make sure that people are acting appropriately. Well, you could add that person to the page and give them different privileges right through this interface. Okay, so creating a new page is very simple. Once you press that, there's like a 3 or 4 step little pop-up that'll come up, and it's just fill in the blanks in order to get it up and running. So it's not hard to do at all. And then you upload a profile picture and the cover photo, and you're off to the races. Okay, so creating a new page is not hard at all. This is just a screen that you go to do so. You do need pages too, remember, a page at least. So creating a new ad account, let's say you've been using your personal ad account. You can see I got a lot of ad accounts here because I'm attached to a lot of coaching students' accounts, as well as I have several of my own accounts. So you would click on add accounts on the left. It's going to launch this screen. And if you wanted to add a new one, you go here, add a new account. And now you can add one, request access, or create a new one. So if you wanted to tie your personal account into your business manager, you would just add an ad account. And it'll basically just ask you for the number, which you can get very easily, or create a new one. So remember, when you're creating a new ad account, though, your time zone and your currency, they're set in stone. So once you set that up, it's set. So if you go US dollars and say you screw up and you put like Pacific time zone instead of Eastern, well, too bad, that's Pacific. You can't change it. The only way to change it is to create another new ad account. Okay? And the roles given are there too. And you can add people to the ad account, which is really cool. So that's creating a new ad account. I would do that if you have a personal account and you want to tie it into your business manager, which you should. Okay? So now what? Well, here's what I'll tell you. Go there and explore. Okay? I want you to go to hook up your business manager and go look around, see what's in there. Look at your pages showing up, your pixels, all the stats, all the data. Just play around with it. You're not going to break it. Trust me. So on the next webinar, we're going to go deeper into Facebook ads. Okay. Now, if you have questions, I see a couple in here that I'm going to answer, but here's a couple from email. All right. So question 1. Hi, thank you for reaching out. I'd like to learn flexible targeting, difference between PPE video and conversion ads, and will there be a replay? So I'm not quite sure what flexible targeting is. I was hoping she was on here, but I don't see her name in there. The difference is the objective when you're talking about PPE video or conversion ads. So PPE stands for page post engagement, and that's more when you want to really get the engagement on the ad up. And engagement is a thing that Facebook uses to determine basically how good your ad is. And if your ad is good in Facebook's eyes, they won't charge you as much to show it. So it's all about money on the bottom line from our end. From Facebook ends, it's all about user experience. Video is for video views. So you can actually set up ad campaigns where your sole purpose or your objective of that campaign is to get people to watch your video. And then you can create real cool things like custom audiences based on how much of the video the person watched. And then you can even create lookalike audience based on the custom audience, and you can scale. So it's something that's video views are really good, especially when you're dealing with local business. So if you have a local business and you want to advertise on Facebook, I would suggest getting like a 30-second video, even if it's just you talking in front of your business or at your business and just saying, hey, my name's Bob. I'm a chiropractor. I want you as a client. I'm offering this 10% discount. Come on in. That kind of thing. That works well. And then you can actually build a custom audience of those people and a lookalike audience, and you can scale it. So conversion is where most of my campaigns live and the objective that I use the most, because you can do things like optimizing it based on the purchase event. So that's Facebook's looking at buyers. So Facebook has a ton of data in their database. They know who buys, who just clicks on things, who adds to cart but doesn't follow through with the order. They know all this because they have this pixel, and they're basically tracking everybody. So they have long lists of people who do certain things. So that's why all these different objectives exist, so that Facebook can say, oh, he wants video views, we'll go to this list. Oh, he wants purchases, we'll go to this list. Oh, he wants just people to like, share, and comment, we'll go to this list. So those lists are also called like within the list, there's like buckets of people, and they're ranked from like most likely to buy, somewhat likely to buy, not likely to buy if you're using the purchase, most likely to view a video, somewhat likely to view, not likely to view. And basically, the more you pay, the higher you go up on the ladder. So there's a lot to it behind the scenes that we don't even know for sure. Only Facebook knows. But and the other question I've been seeing a lot in there too is, yes, there will be a replay. I'm going to send it out. So question 2, just before I get to the chat box questions. So I would just like you to cover the ad setup from the beginning. I'm looking to start using the ads for my building business, starting small and then progress to affiliate stuff and a little more custom. Thanks for training. Followed you for a while, but for one thing or another, never got up and running. You're a good guy, Scott. Thanks, Scott. So yes, this will be covered. So it's kind of going to be over my, oh, that should say shoulder. Sorry about that. So you guys can see it all. I'm going to cover local business and your own products. I'm going to cover quite a bit. Okay. And thanks for the compliment. So I've been getting a lot of local business guys that want to generate business from Facebook. And I do have a method that works very well for that. But it involves a video. So, and the method I just pretty much described in the previous question. So question 3, my biggest challenge with FBA ads is precise audience targeting. So here's what I say. Sometimes precise isn't what you need. Okay, broad can work better in most cases. And what we mean is, say it's fishing. You have fishing. You're in the fishing niche, and you want to target fishermen. So you could type in fishing into Facebook into your targeting, or you could target everybody who likes fishing, and that's going to be like multi millions in size for the audience. Or you could target just one specific bass tournament in Florida, or wherever it may be. And that's going to be like maybe 10,000 people in the audience. So I think the precise targeting would be like the 10,000 people. The broad targeting would be like millions and millions of people. So when you're working with Facebook, it really does depend on what type of campaign you're running too. If you're running a website conversion campaign, you can use the pixel. Well, the pixel is the way they track sales. Well, you can use that to your advantage to get Facebook to utilize it in order to find the best buyers in that list of people. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can use audience insights as well to find precise targets. But again, they took it away for a while, but it's back now. So that is very cool. I'm going to go through the homework and then I'm going to hit some questions here for everybody. Number 1, go through the checklist, and you're like, what checklist? There you go. Take a screenshot. I don't care what you do, but you need something to promote. You need an idea of the people you want to promote to. You need a business manager account with Facebook. You need a Facebook page for your business or product or service. You need content for your page. You need likes for your page. You need images to use in your ads. You need copy, ad copy to put in your ads, what you want to say to your potential customer. And you need a budget. That's what I want you to start with. That's what to do next, because this is all necessary in order to do the next step, which is actually getting in there and creating some ads and running some traffic to your website or to your business or to your product or whatever you want to do. So that's what I want you to do. Don't worry about this side too much. It's more this side. This is more big picture on the right. Okay. Now, homework number 2. I've already emailed people, and a lot of people responded, and I appreciate it. But if you've just watched this and now some other questions have come up, I want you to kind of email me your biggest challenge with Facebook ads. That's my email, ppccoach@gmail.com. Fire one off. Let's see it. I do want to know that. Oh, questions coming here. Just 1 second. Expand this out so I don't miss any. Sorry, that seemed to go. Okay. All right, I'll just go to the next thing and then I'll come back to that. So part 3, if you're not in my group, go, it's free, facebook.com/group/PPC Coach group. I'd like you to get in there because that's where you can ask questions too. If I don't answer your question on the webinar, get in there, ask it. There's a lot of, remember I talked about surrounding yourself with positive people? That's what the Facebook group is all about. You will never be insulted or treated badly in that group because I won't tolerate it. Anybody that does is banned and deleted from existence on my Facebook group immediately. So it's a safe haven where you can go. And if you've ever tried to talk to your friends or family about Facebook and Facebook ads or advertising in general, then you can literally watch their eyes roll into the back of their head as they fall asleep listening to you. Well, that doesn't happen here. We all know, we speak your language. We know what you're saying. And it's so beneficial to have a huge group of people that are all you can talk shop with. and it just works very well. So go, it's free. That's finally just my latest course, ppc-coach.com/gearbubble course. I'm not even going to go there, but you can check it out if you want. It's a really good one. This is dealing with like drop shipping and Facebook ads. But it works very well. And this is when I said like I sell products online, I don't have any inventory and I don't deal with customer service and I don't even ship the thing. I send them over here to GearBubble. They do it all for me. So all I do is send them traffic. They take the order. They pay me. They fulfill it. They do the customer service. It's awesome because I don't want to handle any of that. I've got a Shopify store too for e-commerce, and honestly, I hate it. It's so much work. It's just not for me. Oh, and before I get to the questions, this is kind of what I did. So as you guys may or may not know, I was going to charge like $297 for the webinars for like all 4 of them, and I had a lot of people sign up. But I saw a post about Terry Fox Run, and I thought, you know what, I do this. This is a URL to go to, www.terryfox.ca/Ken's Crew. Ken was my uncle. He passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, and we've been doing the Terry Fox Run ever since. The good part is I set a pretty ambitious goal of like $10,000, but we're getting there. Like we're at $1,768.50. So hey, thank you to everybody who contributed. Totally optional. You don't have to do it. I'm going to provide this the rest of the training to you guys for free regardless, but I just wanted to put that out there just to see if maybe we can hit our goal before September 16th, I think is a run. So we've got quite a bit of time left. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to see you on the next webinar where we're going to cover a lot more and give you some real life stuff to chew on. But I'm going to go to questions now real quick, and I'll take a couple, and then I am going to try and keep the webinar to an hour tops. So we're about 47 minutes in now. So we've got about 13 minutes left, but there's a couple questions here. I'm going to try and cover as many as I can. Question, cool. Do you have to pay for linking the autoresponder with Facebook? Angeline, yes, you do. Zapier charges a small monthly fee in order to do that, which sucks, but it's worth it because I think it's $19.99 a month for Zapier. Where's the Facebook group? Showed it to you there. What makes CPM and CPC to minimum cost? Oh, Resty is asking a question, trying to get the CPM down. Your CPM is based on your engagement on your page and your product and your ad. So it's a lot of combinations. There's relevancy scores mixed in there. But basically, if you have a big page with a lot of people that interact with it, you're going to be charged less than somebody who has a tiny page with no interaction. So that'll bring your CPM rate down immediately. We need to shoot for the moon. That way, in the worst case, we'll land on the stars. Exactly, Art. Good call. Great attitude. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's just see. There's just a couple more. Oh, boy. Ooh, a couple came in at the end. Okay. So question from Sasso. I hope I pronounced that right. But so we can log in with our personal account to the business account and good to go. Yes, you can. Yeah, it'll tie. If you have a personal account, you pretty much have a business account. You just have to log into it, connect it. Yes, there will be a replay. Oh, so Sanders asking, yes, but what if I don't have ownership, just an admin position? I cannot seem to get a business account. Oh, interesting. I haven't run into that yet, but I would think if you have a personal account, you can get a business account. You would just hook that one up to it. But if not, I would contact Facebook support. Believe it or not, they do respond. So coming late, will this be recorded? Yes, Gail, it will. Lisa, my business manager does not have all the different options you just showed. For instance, I have Creative Hub, but not audiences. Any idea why? Yeah, sometimes some accounts have a little bit more than others. So sometimes accounts have a little bit less, and it depends on the country too. Like I'm in Canada and I've been with Facebook for a while and I spent a boatload of money with them. So I think I have pretty much every option available. But if you don't see audiences, you can certainly request it. I don't know why they do that, to be honest. It's no big deal to have the audiences, but Audience Insights is pretty handy, as long as you have that. Nico, shall I add my private ad account to the business Facebook account? When I moved from my personal account to the business manager, I just created a new ad account and kind of started from zero. That way I knew I had all the all new tracking, new everything going. That was when I was getting into e-commerce, so that's what I did. I don't even really run anything in my personal account anymore. And with a business account too, you can share stuff. So you can share audiences, custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and you can share pixels. So with a personal account, you can't really do that. So I would probably just open a new one. Oh, flex targeting means narrowing your audience down. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. Yeah, if you're talking about like layering, yes, absolutely, you can do that. And that's something I do a lot with like the wife stuff. I'll do like a broad interest, like some, like say fishing, and then I'll narrow it down with married to make sure that the guy that I'm targeting is a married guy who likes fishing. So it's kind of the and statement. Whereas back a couple of years ago, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do any flex targeting at all. You had to use third-party systems in order to do it, but now it's right in the ads manager. It's really cool. What is a good video tool for video ads? I use Camtasia myself, but and I use video blocks to get like stock images, and then I just basically put my product over it, and I'll add some text through Camtasia to do it. But if you're on a Mac, there's some really awesome programs that I've seen. I can't remember the name. I'm on a PC. Man, I can't. Final Cut is coming to mind. But if you're on a PC, there's like Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects if you want to do some cool effects that way. I think there's a couple other like standalone online video ones. I can dig them up. I can't remember them off the top of my head. So how do you create a custom audience based on people that have purchased from you elsewhere? What is your expert opinion on this topic? If you have the email list of the people who bought from you elsewhere, you can create a custom audience based on that email list. That's really the only way to do it. Another question, will you be covering A/B split testing down the road? Yeah, I think testing is very important. And you should be doing it with your campaigns. I mean, with the beginner stuff, we don't get into A/B split testing too much, but with the advanced stuff, definitely, because we want to get the best ROI that we possibly can. And that means always have like two versions of a landing page, lots of ads running with different images, headline, copy, all that good stuff to get the best combination possible. So Mac users, Command Shift +3 to get a screenshot. Thanks, man. Chris is saying, I'm also located in Canada and just wondering if you had any advice on setting the preferred currency when creating an ad account. I know this is a question for an accountant, but any general advice you might have would be appreciated. Example, having a business located in Canada, but often promoting offers that pay in USD. Yeah. So what I did is I create my ad accounts in US dollars, and all I did was hook it up to my PayPal account. And the way I have it, my Gear Bubble that I use, they send the money to PayPal in US dollars, and then PayPal sends it to Facebook to pay my bill in US dollars. So I never have to convert it. The only time I have to convert it is when it leaves PayPal to me. And then I take a little hit from PayPal on the exchange rate, but there's nothing I can do about it. There's no way to go from PayPal to your own account in US dollars, which is ridiculous because I have a US dollar bank account, but there's no way around it. So I set mine up in USD. My rule of thumb is if I'm selling a product in US dollars, my supplier's in the US and going to charge me in US dollars, I want to make sure my Facebook ads are in US dollars so that I don't have to mentally convert all these numbers when I'm trying to figure out, am I making money or am I losing? So I keep it all in the same currency right until I have to take it out. And that's when I do my conversion. Mind you, if you're using a place like Shopify or something like that, you can use Stripe, and Stripe can send US dollars to a US bank account in Canada. So I do that too, which I love because then I keep it all in US dollars. I don't have to worry about the exchange rate. Another question from Eric, can we get good results with Facebook ads if we target only USA 18 plus without targeting any interest at all? Super broad targeting. Absolutely you can. No interest ads are something I've been doing for years, and they work very well. They do rely on having a good pixel that has a lot of power, and the power comes from having previous sales, but it does work. Donna, GB course is awesome. First success I've ever had online was due to this course. Oh, thank you, Donna. Appreciate it. Buck, FB lets you make a retargeting audience for people that watch your video. That's uploaded to a biz page if you boost it. Yeah, you can absolutely make a retarget audience for people that watch your video, and you can do different percentages too, like 10, 50, no, 10, 25, 75, 95, 100%. So typically I go 75%. So if they watch 75% of my video, they got to be pretty interested, and they got to be somebody that I probably want to show another ad to. So that's what I'll do. I'll retarget them with another ad. Patty, thanks for the training. I did donate. Yep, thank you, Patty. Appreciate it. I know nothing about FB ads. So first question is, do they work with direct CPA links? No, I would not really be sending them direct with CPA offers. If you're going to do CPA offers, you got two options. You can go black hat and start cloaking, and there's guys like Greg Davis who are like pros at that. Or you can build a list and send CPA offers to your list. Okay, I wouldn't really direct link from Facebook to CPA offers because I'm pretty sure you'll end up with your account banned. Marjorie, can you go a little bit into funnels that we can link the ads to? Maybe in one of the following webinars, I've been looking at ClickFunnels, but so confused about where to start. Oh yeah, funnels are vital too. And ClickFunnels is really good. I use them. I also use Profit Builder, which is it's a one-time fee instead of like $97 a month, which I kind of don't like, but from ClickFunnels. So Profit Builder is the same thing. You can build funnels, and you just basically build. It's a WordPress plugin, so you install WordPress and install that Profit Builder, and then you can do a lot of the same things that you can do in ClickFunnels in Profit Builder without paying $97 a month, or $297 if you have the enterprise plan. All right, I think we are almost done. Let's see what time it is here. 3:50. Awesome. So we were right on schedule. Oh, one more question. Oh, two more. Okay. So Dave is saying, does it matter if you do not have any posts on your personal page? No, your personal page doesn't matter at all. These pages that you're going to create are for advertising, so you do need to. I personally feel, based on my experience, you have to have some content going on those pages, and you have to have people liking it and engaging with it in order to get your costs down right away. You can certainly create a page and not put any content on it and not get any likes to it, and then roll the dice and see if Facebook will not charge you an arm and a leg for ads. But every time I've done that, I've just ended up paying so much for ads that I stopped doing it. I just started kind of giving it a little shot in the arm initially with my little content and everything else. Resty, what exactly are lookalike audiences? Okay, these are, say you run an e-commerce store and you have a bunch of buyers of a product. Well, Facebook knows that those people bought. So you can create what's called a custom audience of buyers of your product. And it's a list of people on Facebook that bought your product. So you then take that custom audience and you create what's called a lookalike audience. And a lookalike means it's people who look like people who bought your product. It's very cool. So Facebook basically goes out and finds these people in their database of like billions and billions of people and says, here you go. Now target these people. Here's your list. And you just, in your ads manager or power editor, once you've created the custom audience and then created the lookalike based on the custom audience, you can then run ads to the lookalike audience. So you don't even have to do any targeting anymore because Facebook will do it for you. They've already done it. They built the list of people. It's super powerful stuff, very awesome, and works very, very well. All right. Oh, I forgot to scroll down. Oh boy. Okay, a couple more here. Lumen 5 is free for now for making videos. Oh, cool. So there's the suggestion, Lumen 5. What's the best way to get likes? I think running a silly little like campaign is the best way to get them. $5 a day, you get lots. Facebook loves it. After you get to like 20,000 or so likes, just stop running the like campaign. You can set a cross-border account with TD. PayPal transfer to US. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I got to check. I have a TD bank account, and my US dollar one is there. Transfer to US TD. Oh, US TD for free. And for US to Canada for free. Oh, I had no idea about that. Oh, I see a US. I gotcha. So I have to open a US TD account, like in the US. Oh, interesting. Well, maybe I'll talk to my bank about that. Eric, I'm planning to raise funds just like you for causes and charities in my online journey. Thank you so much for your time and all the gold nuggets. Oh, no problem. Thanks, Eric. That's very nice of you. Lisa, I see that you have other courses in PPC Coach. Do we have access to this training also? By the way, Also have the GB course and love it. On the group coaching site, I'm going to be adding old courses. But the group coaching site is more for when you want a little bit more attention than the free paid group. So it's like levels, right? Like you come into the group and it's free, and I'll help you there. But if you get into the group coaching, well, you're going to get a lot more of my attention. And then if you go to one-on-one, you definitely get all my undivided attention for like a lot of time. So I will add it, some old ones in there. Looking forward to week number 2. Thank you, Donna. Great content. Thank you. I love the way you teach. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it. How would FB know they bought your product? Okay, so Angeline, through the pixel tracking, it's a little piece of code, and it fires on the thank you page after somebody bought it. And fires just mean it's in the page. So this little piece of code talks to the Facebook server, and it passes information. So when somebody lands on your landing page, there's what's called a cookie that's placed on your browser, and that cookie has information that Facebook can read. So when you go, say you buy a product, you add it to cart, and then you buy it, and then you're shown a thank you page after. On that thank you page, there's a purchase event that basically, like, think of it like they're calling Facebook and saying, hey, Facebook, Angeline just bought, I don't know, this canvas print on our website. So make sure you record that in the ad account for Will. And then that's how they know. So it's tracking that takes place. Here's another one. Will a page with 500 result in ads that cost more than a page with 1,000 likes? Not necessarily. Like, the number of likes is not the only factor. I think it's more the engagement on the page that matters. So you've got to have some content that people are kind of liking and sharing and commenting. And it's really easy to get. It's just basically Google Images or go to YouTube and get some videos and post them. So it doesn't mean that just because one page has 500 and the other has 1,000 likes, it doesn't mean the one with 1,000 is going to do better. Had PPC GB course in form, which there was lifetime access. Yeah, I used to do lifetime access to my group coaching, but that really hurt because a lot of people were in there for some been in there for like 5 years. So it's just time. That's all I have to pay for, because I got 5 kids. I got a wife, and they want to see me. And if I give everybody lifetime access, then they'll end up like Smart Member, where he kind of did that. He sold his Smart Member platform, Chris Record, for like $4.97, and then now he's not liking it at all because he cut himself short. Now he's got to spend all this time and money fixing stuff and keeping it going, but he's not getting paid anything anymore. So I want to make sure that when somebody pays me, that they get my attention. So if I do a lifetime thing, it'd have to be like a lot of money to get a lifetime. Great first webinar. Thank you, my friend, Ernie. How do I find out about your one-on-one coaching? Okay, Danny, just go to the website, ppc-coach.com. On the right-hand side, there's a link to one-on-one, and there's a video explaining it more. You can open your tea by calling. Oh, really? Oh, dude. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Watch this. So see, I'm learning too. I just learned how to get money from PayPal right there. Isn't that awesome? I took a screenshot of your chat just in case it goes away. All right, my friends, 4:04, we're done. I will see you next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. We're going to do some over-the-shoulder stuff, but email me. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I want to make this an awesome webinar series for you. It is free. Go to the page if you want and donate. I'd love to have it. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. Optional. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for spending an hour of your day with me, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to shut her down now. Thanks again, guys.